So we are back on the channel, man. Been on vacation for a little bit. Got a little suntan, a little sunburn, but we are back with it, you guys. You guys have been telling me to check out the rules for rugby. You guys have shown a lot of love on that last reaction we did. Just showing the hardest hits. Crazy, right? So today we're gonna check out the actual rules, break it down for you boy over here in America, man. Because so far, this game is brutal. So without further ado, let's go ahead and get into this video. Come on.
The aim of the sport is to score as many points against the other team as possible. The team that scores the most points at the end of a match wins. There are 4 different ways to score points. Scoring a try. This is when a player sets the ball down beyond the opposite team's try line. This is the main way of scoring points and it is worth 5 points.
Okay.
If they get to the try line and fail to place the ball down,
kind of like a touchdown,
they do not receive the points. A conversion kick.
That's a little different though, because you gotta hit the ball on the ground. You gotta put the ball on the ground to score. That's a little different. Let's keep it going.
To place the ball down, they do not receive the points. A conversion kick.
Okay.
This is a free kick which is awarded when you score a try. If you get it within the top half of the goalposts, you gain an extra 2 points. If a penalty is awarded, you may kick for the goal, and if the ball goes in, it is worth 3 points.
Got you. So a try, 5 points, field goal, 2 points. So altogether, you can score 7 points after you get the try. Got you. Now, you can kick it, all right, off a penalty and get 3 points. Got you.
You may kick for the goal, and if the ball goes in, it is worth 3 points.
All right.
Drop goal. Drop goal is when a player kicks the ball into the posts while the ball is still in play. This is worth 3 points. The regular playing field.
Hold on, you can kick the ball during the game at any time. So you run across the field, if you see an opening, you can just kick the ball in there, and that's how many points?
Is
4?
still in play. This is worth 3 points.
Oh, 3 points.
The regular playing field is known as a pitch. It is up to 100 meters long and 70 meters wide. There is a goal area made up by the try line and the dead ball line. Here are the rest of the dimensions. Pause the video now if you want to read them.
So 100 meters. I think that's a little bit, is it the same size as a football field or a little bit smaller? But it kind of looks similar the way it's laid out. Got the halfway line, dead ball line. Got you. Let's keep it going.
To start the match, the referee does a coin toss, of which the winner decides which half to start in, whether they want to receive or kick the ball. Play then starts with the kicking team doing a drop kick, with the players chasing the ball into the opposition's territory. This also happens after the teams have returned from half time. The receiving team on the opposite side will retrieve the ball and play proceeds from there. If the ball does not reach the opponent's 10-meter line, or one or more of the players from the kicking team were ahead of the kicker, the receiving team will have 2 choices. To have the ball kicked.
So it's kind of like a onside kick, but this is different though. I think the onside kick has to hit the ground first for football, but over here, as long as you pass the yardage here or the meters, you can literally kick it in the air and have your own boy catch it before it hits the ground and take off with it. That's different.
Off the kicker, the receiving team will have 2 choices. To have the ball kicked off again, or to have a scrum at the center of the halfway line.
Wild.
There are 3 ways to restart play.
Crazy.
A scrum or scrimmage, to give it its full name, is a competition similar to tug of war, but instead pushing each other. Whichever side the ball comes out, the team gets possession and play begins. They are used to restart play if the ball becomes unplayable at a tackle, ruck.
Now I've seen this before. This is like the only thing that we really get to see like videos of, like these kind of things, which is interesting. So I guess you guys have to muscle it out, man. Whoever wins this little like tug of war thing, you get the ball back. That's interesting. Hold on.
They are used to restart play if the ball becomes unplayable at a tackle, ruck,
That's teamwork
or
on a different level.
and it is not a single player's fault. The team that was moving forward before the ball became unplayable is awarded the scrum. If no team was moving forward, it is awarded to the attacking team. Lineup. When the ball goes into touch, which means it has gone out of bounds, the opposition gets to throw the ball in. Both teams get to compete for the ball. This is known as a line lineup, and play begins when a team gains possession of the ball.
Okay.
For international matches, teams have...
I want to know about the penalties, man. Y'all be hitting people crazy over there. Y'all were telling me in the comment sections that you really ain't supposed to be doing that. So I want to see what the penalties are for that, man. Them hits was insane, bro.
...of the ball. For international matches, teams have up to 23 players, each team having 15 people playing. Players' positions are divided into 2 categories. There are 8 forwards, and these are the big, strong guys. The second category of players are known as backs. These are the rest of the players who are not in the scrum. They are fast and agile players. Substitutions can be made when the ball has gone dead.
That's kind of cool. So you kind of want to have a balance of both the big heavy duty hitters and your quick people on the other side to get that balance. So your team can have both traits, I guess. You know what I mean? Fire, come on.
And agile players. Substitutions can be made when the ball has gone dead. In other words, when the ball is out of play. Substitutes for strategic reasons are permanent, meaning players cannot go back in once they have been subbed out. This limits the number of substitutions to 8. The other permanent substitution is when a player has had a serious injury, which means they can no longer play. In which case, any sub, regardless of whether they have already played or not, can replace the injured player.
Hold on, so if you get subbed out, that's permanent? So basically, you wanna, and I think you guys are telling me it's a continuous game. There are no timeouts or nothing like that. So you have to continuously play this game. I think it's half an hour long, constantly running with no subs. And if you do get subbed out, you're not going back in. You guys let me know down below.
Of whether they have already played or not can replace the injured player.
Okay.
This substitution is known as a permanent replacement. Temporary substitution is when a player is being temporarily replaced because they have sustained a minor injury that requires attention, such as a bleed, thus needing treatment before they can carry on playing. This is known as a temporary replacement or blood substitution. If the injured player does not return in 15 minutes of play, the substitution becomes permanent.
What? That's why you guys call it a Warriors game. Damn, that's intense. I ain't gonna hold y'all. So the only way I can pretty much get subbed out is if the coach take me out because I'm playing bad. And if I get subbed out, I'm not going back in. So that kind of gives the players incentive to give it all you have while you on the field. You will get subbed out. If you get subbed out, you're not going back in. All right. And if you can't go back in with it, I think it said 15 minutes, you're out permanently for the rest of the game. That's intense.
A regular match is 80 minutes long.
80
and
minutes?
It is divided into 2 40-minute halves with no more than 15 minutes break in between.
Wait, what?
A regular match is 80 minutes long, and it is divided into 2 40-minute halves with no more than 15 minutes break in between.
Got you. No more than 15 minutes to breathe. A 15-minute break. All you get is a 15-minute break. You may get your breath back. All right, because you got 15 minutes. You got to go 40 more minutes.
The player who receives the ball can run or kick the ball in any direction, and them or their teammates can retrieve the ball. They can also pass the ball. However, they can only pass sideways or backwards.
Got you. You can only pass the ball sideways or backwards, but you can kick it forward and catch it yourself? That's strategic. That takes high level skill right there. That's
pass the ball. However, they can only pass sideways or backwards. Passing the ball forwards is not allowed. Dropping the ball forwards or failing to catch the ball and it rolls forwards is known as a knock-on and is also not allowed. Breaking one of these rules will award the opposition team with a penalty.
So if you drop the ball and it rolls forward, your boy got to pick it up. You can't even touch it. So you better not drop that ball. Yo, they'll be mad at you, dog.
Breaking one of these rules will award the opposition team with a penalty. The defensive team can stop the opposition team by tackling them. Only the ball carrier can be tackled. They must be tackled safely. This means that tackles must be below the shoulders. They must have their arms around the player and cannot body check or stiff arm the player. You should have your feet planted to the ground, meaning you cannot jump into the tackle. And finally, if the player who's being tackled leaves the ground, they must be brought back down safely. Failing to do one or more of these things while tackling means it's a dangerous tackle, meaning players could receive a yellow or red card.
That's got to be the hard part, right? Trying to attack, being aggressive, you're in the game, you're in the heat of battle. Tackling somebody full strength, but being able to drop them back on the ground safely without, without it looking like you're trying to cause harm or trying to hurt them on purpose. That's different. Let's go.
Dangerous tackle, meaning players could receive a yellow or red card. Late tackles are also not allowed. A late tackle is when a player tackles the ball carrier long after they've passed or dropped the ball. This awards a penalty to the opposite team. Once the player has tackled the ball carrier, they must release them and attempt to roll away. The person who has been tackled must release the ball. From then on, both teams will challenge each other by binding and pushing each other, similar to a scrum. Whichever side the ball emerges on is the side that is awarded possession of the ball.
I'm not gonna hold y'all though. It looks kind of fun. Like just watching it right here, it looks like a fun, like almost like like as little kids, that'd be a game you want to play. You know what I mean? Let's keep it going.
Whichever side the ball emerges on is the side that is awarded possession of the ball. It can then be picked up and play proceeds. This is known as a ruck. If a player is tackled and doesn't go to the ground, other players can join on to help them advance forward, and the defensive team can also join and try to prevent them from advancing. This is known as a maul. Other things you need to know to understand the game is offsides. If a player is caught offside, a penalty is awarded to the opposite team. You're offside if you're in front of the player who's carrying or kicking the ball. Anyone who's in front of the last player of the scrum. This rule does not apply to the scrum half. The scrum half just needs to stay in line with the ball or on their teams.
So you gotta be behind the person with the ball, I guess, at all times here. All right, he can only pass sideways.
You join a ruck or more from the opponent's side. The obstruction law. This is a law preventing players from deliberately stopping the opponents a chance to get to the ball.
Like holding.
This includes blocking, standing, charging or pushing. Sin bin is where you get sent if you receive a red or yellow card. If you're repeatedly caught infringing the rules or showing poor sportsmanship to other players or the referee, you receive a yellow card and you're sent off for 10 minutes. If you get 2 yellow cards or commit an
That's crucial though. 10 minutes in an 80-minute game, that could be crucial, especially if it's your star player getting sent off. That's only if you show poor sportsmanship. So I like how they show a lot of respect to the game and a lot of respect to the referees. That's fire. Come on.
And you're sent off for 10 minutes. If you get 2 yellow cards or commit an extremely dangerous act, for example, spear tackling someone, you will receive a red card. And that gets you sent off for the whole game. Your team has to play a player short, as you cannot replace a player who's been sent to the sin bin.
What? That's crucial. So this is it though. This is the scenario, right? So like if you intend on hitting somebody that hard to prove a point or to send a message, you better make sure it's worth it, because then you have to play the rest of the game a man down the whole game. So I mean that kind of takes away that kind of makes sure the players don't be doing the most and trying to intentionally injure somebody. That's fire, man. I can imagine playing a man down in rugby. That's insane.
Some competitions, the score will stand and teams will finish with a tie score. Some leagues will choose the team that has scored the most tries and if they have scored the same number of tries, they will go into overtime.
Okay.
Other competitions, such as the knockout stages at the World Cup, will
Ooh.
play 2 10-minute periods of extra time, and if there is still a tie, a 10-minute period of sudden death is played, where any score wins the match. And if somehow the score is still the same at the end, a place kicking competition is held, where 5 players from each team take 1 kick each from anywhere on the 22-meter line. So these are the basic rules and regulations of rugby union. If this doesn't sound like your ideal sport, you can check out the other variations of rugby or other sports such as basketball, swimming, rowing, and many other sports.
We good.
What's up, guys? I hope you enjoyed.
So that's intense, man. I definitely have a better understanding of rugby as a whole, but it's crazy the key takeaway from this video, man, is how the referees are not getting disrespected, man. And like you can hit somebody hard, but you better be ready for that repercussions, because if you get a yellow card or a red card, you're gonna put your team at a huge disadvantage. So I'm definitely gonna check out some more rugby videos. You guys are sending me links to like women's rugby games, and I think like the top 10 players. I saw that. I'm about to get into that one next. You guys comment down below if you want to see more, or comment down below if you want to see more rugby on the channel. Make sure you guys click like, subscribe to this content. As always, you guys be safe out there, man. Until next time, peace.